Hey everyone, it's Apache here and welcome to a very special episode of HermitPack here from my Redstone testing world. Today I can't get on the server at the moment, so I thought I would record a short episode showcasing some of the things you can do with these chat detectors here behind us. So if we come out of F5 mode, these chat detectors, if you don't know how they work, when you place it down, right click on it and you will come up with this GUI. And you'll see a couple of things. In this box you can type a message, so I'm just going to put test. And there's this thing here, and I'll show you that in a second as well. So if we now go into chat, just type test, you can see this lights up with redstone for about, well, I think it's a 1 tick pulse. And you can see it comes up in chat. If you press this button, it'll block the output of the chat. So if I do that again, you can see we've got 1 test here from before. If I do that again, you can see this pulses, but we've still only got 1 thing here in chat. So it blocks it from actually being shown in the kind of world chat. So that's a really handy feature of these things. You can actually give commands to them without spamming the rest of the server. Speaking of the server, on CreedCraft that I'm playing on at the moment, I want to create a recording room, something similar to this. Not that building, this. So that we can see, there's a few YouTubers on the server, so we can see when they are actually recording or not. Because sometimes it's awkward if you're just logging onto the server, you don't know who's recording, who's not, and whether it's actually kind of safe just to talk in chat or not. You don't know whether you're spoiling different episodes, and it's very easy to ruin an episode of somebody's if you throw them off by typing in chat. You could be spoiling various things that they're doing. And so this will give us a centralised place where we can come to actually see if anybody's recording or not. And that's where these come in. This is the one I've set up for me here on the top. See Apache not recording at the moment. And in here I've got a message saying Apache recording. And because I'm a programmer, I like to add in this little bit at the end, just with brackets and a semicolon at the end, just to say that this is a command that I'm giving to the server. If you're not a programmer and you don't really care about that, then don't add it in. You can add anything in here you like. You can change it to I like carrots. And as soon as you type in I like carrots into chat, that'll change. So if we try typing in that now, so Apache recording, and brackets, and you can see this changes to recording. And so all this does, this is a T flip-flop essentially, a 1-block T flip-flop. It changes the pulse that comes out of a chat detector into a form of lever. And so if I face this way and actually type that again, you can see that this mini lever on here flips back to off, which makes this redstone transmitter transmit 0 instead of 1. And now you can see I'm no longer recording on here. And so you don't actually need a redstone receiver, you only need the transmitter. And in here, as you can probably guess, I've got a redstone module that just has Apache and recording and not recording in red and green. You take this out, you right click on to that transmitter to actually set the channel. You can see channel 2, and on here I'm not sure if it shows you, yes, there you go, channel 2 on there. I actually just pointed at my screen then, don't know why. And so this is linked to that screen essentially. And this redstone circuit is from Super Circuit Maker, which is in the HermitPack here. Oh, there's new stuff being added into it, I haven't seen this before. Anyway, this is all the stuff that's in Super Circuit Maker, and you can see these blueprints here. All you need to do is make a redstone circuit, you get 12 of them when you do, and if you make one of these blueprints, you get, I think it's the not one you start with, and then you put that into your crafting window. I'll show you here. Grab that, you put that into the crafting window, and you get an and it goes through NAND, OR, NOR, XOR, RS latch, and then finally T latch. And T latch is the one you want. And essentially, this T latch is just a 1 block T flip flop. So you can do this in vanilla as well if you wanted. You could put this as a vanilla T flip flop. But it's much easier just to use Super Circuit Maker. One thing to mention with Super Circuit Maker, when you're using it in creative, if you use the screwdriver that comes with this to actually take this off and replace it and kind of clone it again and again and again, then your game will crash. It does not like being cloned at all. So I've created each one of these as individual ones, placed down the redstone circuit and then placed the blueprint onto it. That's just a nice safety mechanism, because the only way to get back into the game now is to actually disable Super Circuit Maker from the pack, come back into the world, reload the world, and then all of these are gone, and then log back out, reset it back into the world, and then log back in, and then it'll work. But it means all of this redstone circuitry you've created across all of the different projects you've been working on will have disappeared. So it's very, very important to remember when you're working with these, use individual redstone circuits for every single project. Do not clone them. So I've got one set for me here with Apache. I've got one here for Quick's Query, so Quick's recording there. I've got one for Kylo, which is Kylo Crux. I've got one for Hale, which is Haley for the Aussie. And I've got one for Bowen, who's Bow and Arrow. And so they are the YouTubers that are playing on CreedCraft at the moment. We all have our own chat detector. You can set these up at your own base, so long as it's chunk loaded, or in a centralized location which is kind of community chunk loaded as well. That will be possible. And so you can have all of these set up all around the server, and they work cross-dimensionally as well. I think just around the back here I have, at the moment, if you see, these are all green on not recording. Just around the back here I have a portal. So we'll go through to the nether. It's a little bit choppy in the nether, I'm afraid. So it lags quite a lot. I'm not quite sure why, because this is a peaceful world at the moment. And so if I come back into here, Apache recording in chat, we go back through, and it'll lag for a bit, and we will see that my name will come up showing that I'm recording in red. And you'll see my name as I'm recording in red. So it does work cross-dimensionally. This will work in the end of a deep dark, or the overworld, wherever you are. I think it should work through RF dimensions as well, but I haven't tested that just yet, but it should do. The second, so this is Project 1, which I really like and will be putting up in CreedCraft sometime soon, hopefully in one of my next episodes. This is something also which is really useful. I'm going to swap this over to there just to be useful for a second as well. So this is infinite build mode, essentially. Here I have a mock-up of a kind of refined storage or AE system, a digital storage system. So in here I've got my big stone farm. However this stone is coming in to your digital storage, this is kind of a mock-up of that, and the same with dirt. Whether you're doing it through Botania or from, I don't know what else, a cobblestone generator or a furnace, or however you're getting it. And then this is just the actual storage, the input storage here. You can see I've been testing around with various different things there. And here again we have a chat detector and another T flip-flop, or T latch as they call it. And you can see I've got an export on here and two imports on there, an export and import here and two exports on there. And I've color coded it just to stop the feedback from these chests into here. Now these things are called player chests from XGUtils 2, and these have some really interesting properties. If you right click on it, the GUI inside should tell you exactly what you need to know. All of these slots here are your armor, your actual inventory and your hotbar, and you can click these to give full access, extract only, insert only and no access. So at the moment this particular one has no access to anything apart from this one slot here, which is here, and it can only insert things. This one here only has access to this and it can only insert things, and this has extract only access to the rest of my inventory here. And so in this block here I have something called build mode, and so if I go into build mode you'll see something quite amazing happen. You'll see I get stone and dirt come into my inventory automatically from wherever I am in the server, cross-dimensionally. And the reason why I'm in survival mode with the wings of a bat is so that I can show you how useful this is. At the moment I have an empty inventory. If I come down into the ground a bit here and just dig away for a while, I'm just clearing away a mountainside. You can see it's all gathering up inside my hotbars here for now. I'm not bothered about ripping up this world, so I'll put it all back later on. But now we've got our hotbars filled. So where's all the rest of this stuff going? It's not going into the inventory. We come back out of this big deep pit I've just created. It's actually going into this here. Sandstone here, sandstone here. And so it's actually coming out into this storage crate here. And you can tell how this will be useful. You can mine pretty much forever without clogging up your inventory slots at all, without clogging up. And you can also then go around and fill all of this in. And as you can see, it automatically fills back up to 64 with dirt. And you can change this out for sandstone, you can change it to whatever you want. And so you have an infinite amount of supplies and an infinite amount of digging power, of mining power. And we still have a very clean inventory. And so this is really useful for clearing out mountains, for doing any kind of building projects, for landscaping, I've found it really invaluable in my world because I've been levelling out basically an entire plains biome, filling in all the water pools around, filling in a load of different landscapes around, taking down mountains, taking down hills, and filling in ditches. The only annoying thing is you can see it does bob around a bit on the inventory here, or in my main hand. And also, if you go into your inventory and actually pick something up, it will disappear. And so that's something to be aware of, that things can start disappearing out of your hands if you start playing around within your inventory here. However, it's usually pretty stable. I'm going to go back into creative mode now and put these away, don't need those. And so that is the two projects that I've been working on. I'm going to put both of them into my world into the survival world I'm playing in CreedCraft. If you haven't seen the videos, please come along and join us. We're creating a load of these buildings over here. Some really nice decorations on the buildings, some really nice build styles. And there's all of these YouTubers to follow as well. So the links to their channels will be down in the description. So that's all I've got for you today. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe on the video and to the channel. And I will see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, please consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel and liking and commenting on the videos. Thanks. See you next time.